warehouses, but also may work at airports, hospitals, and other facilities that require precise coordination. Welcome to this channel, Simon Kawa. I'm a London Transport Manager, CPC, with a lot of truck driving experience. And today I want to speak about something that we meet in the trucking industry. Something we meet, it's called logistics. Alright? What is logistics? It's a huge question. Especially for people who are looking to get into this industry or to play other roles that are not, people looking to do other roles that are not driving roles. Yeah, they wonder what is logistics, and how does it relate to the transportation. You cannot explain logistics without connecting it with the transportation. So I'm going to start with the obvious one, which is, what is transportation? And then I want to relate that with logistics. Welcome to the chat. It's a live video, meaning you can just comment on there or question or text. Transportation is the movement of goods and persons from place to place and the various means which such movement is accomplished. Example, your car. Cars that are used to Uber. Another example is pedestrian. Welcome to the chat. I'm just relating transportation to logistics. So I just defined that is the movement of goods and persons from place to place and various means by which the movement is accomplished. Each example, a car. Another example is boat, ship, air, water, road, rail. Yeah, that is all. People are interested in logistics, but nobody actually knows the actual definition. All right, logistics refers to the overall process of managing how resources are acquired, stored, and transported to their final destination. Okay, that is the main definition of it. Basically, it is the clever part of the industry. Not everyone is going to have to drive. There are those who are actually thinking about what are they ordering, what do they need. That is where the logistics word comes in. All right? The logistics, the main explanation of it is, it refers to the overall process of managing how resources are acquired, stored, and transported to their final destination. As I'm saying, probably the clever part of the whole transportation process. But yes, you can't talk of logistics without talking of transportation. Transportation is obviously the movement of persons or goods from place to place, and by various means such moves are accomplished. A car, people are now, Uber very, very favorite. Rail, air, yeah, water. Today there's a huge incident in America where a ship has slammed into a bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, MD. So the two modes have actually crashed this time. A ship has run into a bridge and cars have fallen into the water. Huge emergency right now actually going on there in Baltimore. Anyway, just relating. So logistics is a discipline focused on maintaining, receiving, and delivering goods on time. Okay? The clever stuff about transport, what I mean is, it's the next level. Drivers, they're driving, but there are those thinking about the stuff that they are going to bring. That's where the logistics thing comes in. Logisticians, okay, that is logisticians are logistics workers. They're involved in identifying prospective distributors and suppliers and determining their effectiveness and accessibility. Okay? I'm also going to touch on a certain word, supply chain. This is basically the bigger picture of all of the tracking thing. Okay, people are interested in tracking, but they're wondering what part of it. How can they get involved without actual driving? This is the part that I am explaining. Logistics. I'm also going to touch on supply chain. Okay. Now, in military, these are examples. Yeah. For instance, in military logistics, let me see, written it somewhere. All right. In military logistics, it's here. It's concerned with maintaining army supply lines with food, armaments, ammunition, and spare parts apart from the transportation of the troops themselves. In a military logistics description, in civil logistics, deals with acquiring and moving and storing raw materials, semi-finished goods, and finished goods as well. Okay, the clever part of tracking and the whole industry. Basically, it's the bigger picture where tracking is only a little element. Logistics occupies a significant amount of the operational cost of an organization or a country. All right, things that we don't think of. We just want to shift and drive. Yeah, these are the parts where the people who are dealing with warehouses, people suggesting what is coming in, how much of it do we need. That's what I'm talking of. Okay, to carry on. Logistical costs, these are examples. All right, these are examples. Logistical costs of organizations in the US incurred about 11% of US national GDP. We are always talking of US because it's the hugest economy. And then we also, that was on as of 1997, still valid, but now in comparison with EU, logistics costs were 8.8% of GDP as of 1993. Okay, we're just relaying what is what. So people, basically it says that around 10% of GDP, which is all the sales and buying in the country, is to do with arrangement to bring these things. You get? So as it is, they have compared US for us. In 1997, they needed 11% of the GDP just for logistics. It's also informing us where the money is. If you're thinking where to go after trucks or before trucks, or you want to be involved but you want to understand the whole thing. The EU, this is when Britain was still in EU, no wonder it's an EU example. EU logistics costs were slightly less than the ones in the US, which was 8.8 of the GDP in 1993. All right, we're just using history. Logistics automation is the application of computer software and automated machinery to improve the efficiency of logistics operations. Basically, also telling us where it's heading. It's heading into automation, which means better apps on the computing. Also, what else? Robotics entering into the warehouses. They are already here in Britain and other places. There are places where robots are taking over. Okay, where is this going? Logistics is the part of supply chain management that deals with the efficient forward and reverse flow of goods. Okay, you heard the word chain, supply chain. That's where we're going with it. All right, reverse flow of goods, services, and related information from the point of origin to the point of consumption according to the needs of the customers. In other words, the tracking industry, these are the ones who are running the stuff, the ones who are deciding what does, for instance, what does any store-bought, what do they need to bring for us from Europe, right? That's where the logistics come in. Logistics management is a component that holds the supply chain together. It's the glue. The resources managed in logistics may include tangible goods such as materials, equipment, and supplies, as well as food and other consumable items. Basically, this video is intending to just to define logistics and to relate it with supply chain. All right, let's change the time. Where we good. Anyway, a supply chain includes all the raw materials and parts that are made into a product and distributed up the chain for manufacture and sale. Okay, supply chain is easier to understand. It just means what are the things they need for the end product. But now logistics, all right. Without a supply chain, we would not have access to food and health products or the items that allow us to work, travel, and entertain ourselves. You get? Meaning that logistics it brings together the supply chain using transportation. Guys, thumbs up to this video to make sure the videos are coming. This was, no wonder it is 105. If you see my videos with those numbers, it just means that it's an academic topic. I'm not driving, I'm actually talking about something that relates with our industry. The most basic version of a supply chain includes a company, its suppliers, and its customers. You get that? Hey? That is the most basic. I can describe the most basic. Let us say you've seen those places that supply, in this country there are places that make let us say, just the products that they make, confectionery. They need to get the sugar product from elsewhere, they need to get the sweetener from elsewhere, they need to get, and then in the end, they have chocolates that they're selling us. You get me? Alright, so I'm gonna recap for you guys who just come in now. Please thumbs up for these videos and just keep sharing them. Okay, this is more academic, it is more on top related with trucking industry, but even before you actually want to drive a truck, what happens and what are the things, who decides what you're bringing, or where else can you fit if you're not really wanting to drive a truck but you like the industry. That's what I'm talking of, logistics. All right, logistics professionals, they typically work in warehouses. All right, but also may work at airports, hospitals, facilities, and they're talking mathematics. How much do we bring? Who needs what? That's the part we're talking of. As I say, it's also related with transportation, which I will not describe. But logistics refers to the overall process of managing how resources are acquired, stored and transported to their final destination. I ain't going to keep this longer than this. All I can say, please give us a thumbs up for this video and share it with your buddies. Okay, that is logistics, something relating with the trucks and the supply chain. Okay, keep it this channel and make sure you give us thumbs up, you know. Give us thumbs up, you know. So what say you anyway? What else is going on? That was the main topic, is logistics. I've described it different kinds of ways. We're talking of guys who are working in the warehouse. We're talking of people who are bringing supplies, even in the army or in just factories, things like that. And then what? Logisticians are the managers in logistics. We all hear that word when you're around the trucks. Go to the logistics office, or you're working with Wincanton Logistics, but you don't know what the actual word means. So I hope this video has explained that word, and I'll talk with you pretty soon. All right, stay safe, God bless.